What's going on, guys? Nick here with American Motorcycle Trading Company in Bedford, Texas. Today I'm doing the first of many Saturday virtual test rides. So I'm going to pick a new bike every Saturday. I'm going to try to pick something cool, and I'm going to give you my first-hand impressions on how the bike handles, rides, all the cool features, and it's going to be a good time. Today we're going to do a 2014 Honda CB1100. If you remember those bikes from the 70s, this is like the new modern revamped version, and I'm real excited to ride it. So stay tuned, guys. Alright guys, so we decided we're going to start doing a test ride video every Saturday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out a new bike every week. I'm going to try to pick out a cool one, something maybe it's got some nice features or something like that, something that really catches my eye that I think you guys will like. And we're just going to do a short test ride, and I'm going to give you my opinion of the bike, some initial first-hand impressions. I'm not doing some long drawn-out ride, so I can't get real in-depth to it, but I'm going to give you just some quick things that come to mind when I'm riding the bike. Now, unfortunately, we're over here in suburbia, highways. We don't have a lot of back twisty roads, country roads out here. Today, this was the first video I did, so I just kind of winged it. There's nothing special as far as scene or anything like that, but I'm going to try to find some nicer roads around here to kind of show you the handling characteristics of the bike and things like that. But this is the first video, so we just kind of winged it today. So we're on a 2014 Honda CB1100 today. If you remember, these bikes back in the 70s are real popular. The 750s, the 1100s. The guys like to make the rat rods out of them, drag bikes. I mean, they're just real versatile, and the aftermarket was huge, and guys were chopping them up and all this. So this is that bike. It's just more modern. It's been revamped. Some nice touches like fuel injection. It's still got the analog tach and speedometer, but it's got a digital display as well. So you got a gear indicator, which I find really handy. Sometimes if you got especially a 6-speed bike, you forget what gear you're in. So I think that's real handy. This bike, it caught my eye as soon as it came in. I love the styling of it. It just looks awesome. This one is blacked out. It's got the black motor, frame, paint. And they did something pretty cool. They put chrome fenders on this bike, and I thought that just broke up the black real good. First off, with any Japanese bike, your average Japanese guy is probably 150, 160 pounds. So if you're a big guy like me, 240 pounds, you're going to find these bikes a little soft on the suspension. It's not too bad. I mean, me personally, I'd probably put some stiffer springs in there, but it's adequate. I mean, it's not a deal breaker. That's, like I said, that's any Japanese bike. They're going to come soft like that. If you're in that weight range, you'll probably find it just fine. The bike, it's an inline-4 1100cc. I think it's actually a little over 1100cc. And the power delivery is so smooth and linear. I mean, there's no vibrations whatsoever. It's a real smooth bike. It's got decent torque. Now, if you're cruising along in 6th, 5th gear and you hammer the throttle, it's not going to just take off. You're probably going to want to downshift a gear. It's not that torquey of a motor. But again, just a real smooth, linear power package. The bike handles great. As soft as the suspension is, it handles great. It's a naked Street Fighter style bike, so there is no wind protection whatsoever, and you're going to feel that. But they make aftermarket fly screens and windshields for that, and that's really going to help. It's going to take that wind off your torso, and that's really, really going to help. This is the type of bike that I would describe. It's not like great at anything, but it's good at everything. And believe me, that's a compliment. That's a good compliment for the bike. It does everything pretty well. Doesn't do anything real great, if that makes sense to you. It's light for the type of bike. I think it's over 400 pounds, so, but it's real light, it's real nimble. It turns into the corners real easy. Like I said, I didn't get into any twisty roads, but I got in a parking lot and we did some figure eights and just some tight turns, and it steers great. Another thing that I would like to talk about just real quick are the brakes. Now, this bike 30 years ago, the brakes are gonna suck, period. But today it's got triple discs, 2 up front, 1 in the back, and man, I was so impressed with how good this bike braked. I mean, it's awesome. I don't know how else to put it. The lever's real firm. It's real clean. It doesn't have ABS, which I prefer on my bikes. It just depends on the situation. I like all the new electronics and all that, but man, sometimes when I'm just going out and I'm messing around, I just don't want any intrusive electronics. I just want the feel of the road and the feel of the brake lever and all that stuff. I don't want traction control. There's some situations where you do, but it's nice not to have it sometimes. So no ABS, and man, this thing stops on a dime. It really does. Other than that, I can see this bike, and like I said, the aftermarket support's probably going to be pretty big for this bike. I want to say 14 was the first year for them to come back out with this bike. Double check on that. So we're several years in. There should be a nice aftermarket support. This one's got the Delkevic slip-on pipe, which sounds amazing. I love it. But yeah, I mean, it's chain driven, so depending on what kind of riding you're going to do, you can gear it up or down. Simple sprocket change, no problem. This bike, I would describe it as a good commuter. I'd like to get it on a twisty road out in the country and really open it up. And I think with the right modifications, this would be a good touring bike. Put you a nice screen on there. Maybe get some pegs that are a little bit lower. I'm 6'1", so I thought my knees were they were bent just a little too much. I think some lower pegs for me. And I'm sure they make some kind of luggage system too. You can get like a rack or something and get you a bag, and it's a very versatile bike. That's about the way I can put it. So yeah, we're gonna do this every week. This was one that just caught my eye, so I wanted to go out and ride it and kind of share it with you guys. So stay tuned. We're gonna do something next Saturday. I think I'm probably gonna pick a Harley, and yeah, we're gonna have fun with this, guys. I think you're really gonna like it. So stay tuned. This is Nick with American Motorcycle Trading Company. The freedom to choose.